Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the Be the CEO of Your Life live show. I'm Yvonne of Envision Self-Coaching, where we help you to increase your revenue by at least 30%. So stop the grind, start making more money without making more hours. In this live show, we're going to talk about how to set yourself and your business up for more success in the coming year. So it's the end of the year and the beginning of a new year. And this is a time where we actually reflect on the past year, on what happened. And then we start thinking ahead about how we want to proceed with the new year and how we want to make sure that this year we're going to hit our objectives and our business goals. And before we're going to look ahead, I want to take some time to talk to you about how you can actually use this reflective time and use it as a business accelerator going forward. Now, there are always two things that you do when you look back, right? The first thing is that you always go like, what didn't go well? And that is almost human nature. You don't have to really go through a lot of trouble because sometimes it just goes on and on in your mind. And it's very easy to write down what didn't go well, what didn't work out, what you were disappointed in, and maybe what you didn't like about yourself in this past year or about your life. Because when you do the reflection, I really urge you to take it broader and not just look at your business, but look at your life as well. Because for most of us, life and business is so ingrained, it is very difficult to separate these two. When something is off in your life, it affects your business. And when it's not going well in your business, it affects your life. So look at the bigger picture. Now, looking at what didn't go well is easy, like I said, because we do it naturally. But in my eyes, even more important is to look at what did go well. What did you succeed at? What did you manage to make happen? What did work? All those things, right? What was the easiest way for you to attract clients? What was the channel that you used to get more clients? What made your interaction with clients, with possible clients, better? What social media channel worked for you? What webinar worked well for you? What best sales conversation worked for you? Where did you meet the most potential clients? What clients were most successful while working with you and why? What clients raved about you and why? What collaborations did you do and why did they go so well? So many questions to ask yourself. And I really want you to take the time because the gold is found in where it went well. Like I said, you will know where it didn't go well, okay? But we often don't take the time to think about where it didn't go well. And then we start setting goals based on what didn't go well because we want to improve that. But if you think about it, it's really nuts. Let's say I truly suck at Instagram. It's not my thing, but I want my social media presence to grow. But I'm brilliant at LinkedIn. So if I'm only focusing on what doesn't go well, I will say to myself, I want to grow my social media presence. Instagram didn't do well, so I'm going to put more effort in that to grow my Insta account. But if you start by looking at what's going well, then instead of saying, hey, Insta isn't going well, I'm going like, wow, LinkedIn is really the place for me. I really excel there. So I'm going to put more effort in LinkedIn. And you know what? I may not want to do Insta because looking at it, it didn't work. Do you see the difference? What difference it makes where you focus on? If you look at what's going really well, it makes sense to do more of it. So you get more successful and better at doing it. Whereas if you look at what isn't going well, you're trying to increase something that doesn't already work. Okay. So start by looking at what's going well when you are coming up with your strategy for the new year. Besides that, there is something else that is critically important that most of us don't do. If you have determined what went well this past year, The next question I want you to ask is, what did I do when things went well? And I'm not just saying, for example, oh, I had, so many new clients onboarded and it went so well because I followed the script. Of course, you have to write it down. But I'm more looking at, maybe I slept more. Maybe I worked out more. Maybe I eat healthier. Maybe I had just, I don't know, an amazing lovemaking session. What did you do that made you feel good, that put you in the right mindset, that helped you to get to the achievement that you got to? Because when you know what you actually did, how you behaved, how you felt, what you were doing, what you were eating, how you were dressing, you can replicate it. And by replicating those things that made you feel good, that helped you to achieve your success, you will replicate your success and accelerate your success in 2025. So ask yourself, what didn't go well? What went well? Really, really dive deep and write down all the things. How was I while these things went well? Those are the three main reflective questions to look back on 2024. And when you are looking forward to 2025, and you should if you haven't done that, start by asking yourself, what do I want out of life? Not business, but life. What do I want? The reason why you start with your life is because that is your why. All too often, even though we want to increase our revenue, we want to grow our business, we want to scale to the next level, there is not enough drive to make it happen. The drive comes from your dream, your vision for your personal life, because that dream and that vision needs to be financed. So if your goal is to retire in 10 years and to live on a yacht, you need to have enough money to be able to retire and to buy that yacht. So that's a very clear incentive. That means that you now need to make so much money for you to then retire well. Okay, so start with, what's your picture for your life in a year, in 5 years, and maybe when you retire? That's the first question. When you have that clear, you then calculate what you need to make income after tax to actually subsidize that vision that you have for your personal life. So let's say next year you want to take a trip to the Bahamas, you want to visit your aunt in Australia, and you want to go away for several weekends. That's already an investment. Your kid goes to college and you want a new car. I'm just pulling this out of thin air, but if that's the case, it means you need to do something in your business to finance that dream. Don't do it the other way around. Oh, whatever is left from my business, I will use to finance that dream. No. What is it that you really want in your personal life so that you can work toward that dream in your business? Okay? Personal life, business. Now, the next thing you need to do, once you've established, okay, this is the revenue that I want to make, because I know revenue, I know tax, I know profit after tax, which is cash in hand, right? If you calculate the revenue, there are two critical questions you need to look into, okay? First one is, if the revenue is, let's say, 10 million, okay? What does that mean? How much do I need to sell? How many products, how many services? Of what value do I need to sell them And then, what does that mean for me? What does that mean for my team? And what does that mean for my operational side of the business? Okay. Is everything set up right now so I can achieve that outcome without any problems? Or if I want to reach that, do I need more people on my team? Do I need more systems? Do I need more what have you to make it happen? Right? So what do I need? This amount. What does that mean? How much do I need to sell? If I need to sell that much, what does it mean for my team, for my operations, for me? And then the last thing, what does it mean from a time perspective? That's something we often forget. We look at maybe the resources, we look at what it means, how much I need to sell, but we don't look at how much time does it take me and my team to sell it, to deliver it, and to sustain it. Those are the things you need to look at. And then when you have your vision for your life, where you've determined how many days, how many hours you want to work a week, you make sure that they are aligned. But too often I see, okay, this is the revenue I want to make. These are the hours I need to put in. Whereas in my goal, my hours were here. It doesn't align. So setting down a revenue comes with consequences. Think those through. Think about the time, these services you need to sell, the team and the operations, and everything that is needed to get there. And if you have done that, then you have it all. Because then you go to, okay, so if this is what I want to make, and if these are the services I want to sell, and this is the team I have in place, and these are the systems, okay, now you can look back on, hey, if I look back on last year, what went well, and how can I use that now to move forward? And then you have your complete strategy for 2025. If you need any help, if you want to grow your business by at least 30% in the next 6 months, reach out. We can help. Happy New Year.